Credit cards are free money. And no, this statement is not a clickbait. The problem is, most people use credit cards completely wrong, and it is one of the reasons why they will never experience true financial freedom. There are, however, 3 easy ways to use the credit card that will give you a little bit of an extra income without any significant effort. And they are the same tricks that I've used to consistently put money aside and help me achieve my goal of buying this apartment before the age of 30. These tips won't make you millionaires in 30 days like many YouTube videos promise. But let's be honest, which one of those truly ever worked? By the time you finish watching this video, you will know exactly how to use credit cards to make some money on the side with no effort, and most importantly, these tricks work truly for everyone. But before we get to them, we need to talk about credit card related concept without which neither one of them would work. And it is the very concept that if you ignore will send you into the infamous spiral of debt. And that concept is called interest-free period. Every credit card has a billing cycle and a grace period. Billing cycle is usually a month-long time frame during which the bank records what purchases have you made on your credit card. After the billing cycle ends, there is a grace period that is typically 20 to 25 days, during which you have to pay the full statement balance in order to get no interest charges. If you are late even by 1 day, you are charged an interest rate for all unpaid balance. And by the way, this kind of interest is incredibly high. That's how the bank makes money on credit cards. They allow people who really cannot afford it to buy that shiny iPhone and then charge them brutal interest. Don't give banks the satisfaction of catching you in this net. Never use credit cards to make a purchase that you cannot pay before the grace period ends. Ever. If you are in truly dire situation, like your car broke down and you need it for your livelihood, it's better to take advantage of an installment program or take a consumer loan to cover the cost. Because for these products, the interest rates are way better. Don't get me wrong, it's far from ideal solution. But sometimes life gets in the way and there is nothing else you can do. For credit cards though, we are always going to pay the full balance and take advantage of the interest-free period. Because if we do, it allows us to use these tricks to make extra money on the side, and to be honest, I've never seen anyone to work with a credit card like this. And the first trick is connected to ownership and usage of the card. A lot of credit cards bring you benefits. Some relate to the quality of life aspects, like access to airport lounges, but some of them are monetary, like vouchers or discounts. So just by using the credit card instead of cash or debit card, you can save money. And let's make one thing clear, money that you truly save equals money made. There's just one thing that you need to be really careful about, and that's what really constitutes as money truly saved. Because if you use a 20% discount on the Breitling watch that you didn't intend to buy, it's not 20% of its original cost saved. It's 80% of its original cost spent. However, if you see that your credit card has a 5% off voucher for Walmart, then yes, that's money saved because you would go there anyway. However, that's not the only way to make money with credit cards, and the other 2 tips are even better, because with them you are not bound into shopping pre-selected products in pre-selected stores. And the second tip is cashback. Now, it is important to say that not every credit card has a cashback feature, and you should therefore choose from those that do. The cashback can have several forms. It can be a certain percentage from all purchases, certain percentage from all purchases up to a certain limit, or a certain percentage from shopping in a specific store or segment of products. For example, I've got 3 credit cards. One has a flat 1% back from all purchases, another one has 2% back from purchases in stores that sell electronics, and the third has 4% back from all bookings made at Booking.com. I'm not sponsored, by the way. Since using the credit cards is free, all the cashback you accrue is free money. Now, I can't recommend you any specific credit card, as the offering will vary depending on where you live, and also to choose the most beneficial option, you'll need to pick one that matches your shopping behavior. Now, even though it is unlikely, there is still a chance you won't be able to find a credit card with a cashback option. But don't worry, because there is still the tip number 3, and this is the tip that everyone can use, no matter what credit card you have or which bank you use. And that's because this tip exploits the interest-free period itself. Do you remember how I said at the start that there is a 20 to 25 days grace period during which you have to fully pay for everything you bought during the previous month? Well, what that essentially means is that for every purchase you make on your credit card, the bank lends you the money free of charge for the next 20 to 50 days, depending on when during the month you made the purchase. If you put those money into your standard saving account, you can earn the interest on them for that 20 to 50 days. And you might think, well, that's not going to be that much, right? Well, no, for one transaction it won't. But if you apply this concept to every credit card transaction, it can add up to a lot of money in the long term. Let's look at an example. You want to buy a new $1,000 TV on the first day of the billing period. You can either buy it with your own money, and in the case you spend the money and it is gone, or you can buy it on credit card and put that $1,000 of your own money on a saving account for 50 days. Now, let's imagine the interest rate on said saving account is 5% per year, which means that in those 50 days you will earn $1,000 times 5% interest a year incurred for 50 days, which results in $6.85. $6.85 that you received for free and that you can now save or invest. And that was just one transaction. Now imagine what happens when you apply this concept to all of them. After the 50 days, or ideally a few days before, you take the money out of the saving account and pay the credit card, still within the grace period, so no interest is charged to you. And this is the way you should use your credit card, never as a loan. But if you already used it as a loan and are buried in debt, take a look at my other video in which I will tell you step by step how to get rid of it for good.